So if you watched a couple of my videos, you've probably noticed that the place I film my intros and my outros looks a little bit different than where I've actually filmed my projects. And that is because I did recently move. And the exciting thing about this new apartment is that I'm actually going to have an entire room that is dedicated to just my sewing. First time I've ever lived in a space where I have my own dedicated sewing space. Super excited about this. It's a big milestone for me. So I wanted to show y'all how I organized all of my crazy amounts of crafting supplies. Here is my sewing room makeover. Okay, so I moved into this apartment about 6 weeks ago, and I've been focused on getting the rest of the apartment together, but this is the first apartment I've ever had where I'm gonna have a dedicated sewing room. So my past apartments, my studios, it's a strong word for what I was doing, but I just made like a little corner out of like the dining areas in both of those apartments. So it was totally fine and workable, but this is going to be a dedicated sewing room. So very, very excited. Because I've been here for a while, I have things sort of preliminarily set up just because I needed to get in here and start making stuff. But I finally have my final piece of furniture for this room that I've been waiting for, which you can kind of see right here. I'll show you in more detail. It is an armoire. So that's going to store all of my fabric stash, which I have an absolutely absurd amount of fabric. So I'll be going through that. I'm going to give some of it away. I have some friends that want to learn how to sew too. So I will pass that on to them so that they have some materials to get started with. But let's get this room together. First things first, this just got delivered to me. So I'm going to clean it out, get it ready, and then we'll organize the fabric. Okay, so I have everything wiped down and this room smells like oranges now, which is awesome. So I stained that new shelf, and because the stain is kind of oily and that cleaner that I used has like oil to it and this wood needs to be conditioned really bad, I'm gonna let this sit overnight and just like let the oil soak into the wood to condition it. Hey. So in the meantime, I'm actually going to go through all my fabric and try and figure out a way to sort it because I don't know how I want to actually organize it. I'm not even really sure what I have, to be honest, because I have so much and it's all boxed up. So I'm going to sit down and sort it and figure out how I want to put it in. And then that way, once this is ready to go tomorrow, everything is cured, then I can just start putting it away right away. What's up, pal? Ferdinand says hello. Okay, good morning. So my camera died yesterday, but I have everything organized, so I'll tell you what I did. So I have all of my beaded and fancy, like anything that could be used for like an evening gown or something fancy is up here. This is like the everyday stuff. There's like some fancier stuff kind of sort of mixed in, but it was just, we're going to have to see how this goes. We'll we'll get there. So, and then the bottom I have a scrap box that's like little pieces that aren't big enough for a full garment. I have a bag of leather scraps. I have all my muslin, and then I have like stiffeners and batting and interfacing, things like that. So this is how we'll live with it for a while. I won't actually know if this works until I actually, use it for a little bit. I obviously can move this around if it doesn't work for my needs. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. I'm about to go pick up a mirror. So the wall that's behind you will have a mirror, and then I want to do a little bit of decor just because there's no decoration in this room yet, which that will be changing. I need this room to have as much decor as the rest of my apartment does because I just need pretty things. So we'll do like a mirror, and I'm going to do a peg rack with a shelf so that I actually have a place to hang stuff. So yes, that's what I'm going to do right now. So I will check in with y'all once I have the mirror. Okay, so it is several many days later. We have work to do because I'm 5 days away from hosting a party here. So the mirror's here. Sorry I didn't check in with y'all. It was just a very long day of errands. By the time I got back, I was very tired. So mirror's here. And luckily, over the holiday, I did end up going to my mom's house, and I found some stuff that's going to be perfect for this room. So I have rug options, and I had ordered a peg rack with a shelf from Amazon. It was just something basic, but I found one in my childhood bedroom that is so cute. And I completely forgot this was in there, so I grabbed it. This is going to go in instead. This is completely hand painted, and it has a black and white checker, which normally I have a pretty strict no black rule when it comes to my apartment, but I think I can get away with the black mirror because of the black detail on this rack. And I have some black and white art that I think will tie it all together. So I just want to make sure it still has a whimsical feel, even though there's black. Worst case scenario, we can always paint the mirror if it's just not working, but we're going to try our best to pull it all together. First things first, I do have a shelf I need to put up. So we have a few things to hang. I'm going to put a shelf in this corner right here, going across here, so that I can put up my books. I have like a little offcut of a thicker shelf piece from a shelf that I put in my living room. So I'm just going to use that offcut to make a little bookshelf in that corner. And then the peg rack is going to go up here above the mirror. So those are the two things we need to hang. So that will be first steps. Let's do it. All right, so that is my sewing room. I absolutely adore this room. I love it so much. It's so fun to come in here and be able to just like let my creativity out in any way that I want to, because I have everything set up in one space. So it's really, really nice. I feel really lucky. It's very much a blessing. And it's so nice to also have a few pieces that are from my family. So the armoire that I have all of my fabric in, it was actually made by my grandfather, who is my mom's dad. So that's really special that I get to have it here. And then the open sign that is on the doors from my mom's business that she recently retired. She had her own business for almost 50 years. So it's really cool to have just a couple pieces from that. The armoire was also a display piece in her store. So it's just nice to be able to kind of carry on that legacy, even though now she's retired. Having a few pieces of that here with me is really nice and very special. So that's how everything is organized right now. I will probably move things around as I get used to using the space. I'm already thinking about different ways to organize just because it is a small space and I have way too much stuff. So always thinking of ways to organize better. I am looking for recommendations on pattern storage. This is such a small space and I have a pretty sizable collection of patterns. If y'all have any recommendations on how you store your patterns, especially if you are in a small space, I would love to know. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.